everyone, it's Gwen with Rustic Diva Design, and I am back with a tutorial video for this gatefold folio album that I did a walkthrough video on. So if you haven't checked out the walkthrough, go ahead and find that. I'll link it in this video description as well so that you can find it easily. But it was just the last video I did before this one. So we are going to put this album together on camera today. This is a scrapbook template from Craftreat. So this video is a collaboration with Craftreat. So I have the gatefold folio kit in black, and this kit contains a pre-cut base for a black 6.5 by 8.5 inch interactive folio with flips, folds, pockets, and waterfall. So I'm going to show you all of how this gets put together. This is the completed album, which I will be referencing as we go along here. So when you go to Craftreat on their website, you can find the gatefold folio. It comes in either black or in craft. And then, like I said, it comes as a kit. So you get all of the pieces pre-cut with some measurements, and all the pieces are in here to put together this album. So I will reference some of this too as we go along. So just to get started, we are going to make this folio, and we're going to start with the inside gatefold. So this is how it looks when it's finished. I'm going to open it up because we're going to work on the inside first and start with that. So let me just show you. So there's two larger bases in your kit. The inner gatefold is the longer piece, which is this piece right here that we're working on. Okay, with the two side flaps, this pocket with this little top flap here, this flap in the middle, and then this large pocket with the two smaller pockets attached. So that is the inner gatefold piece. And then the cover is the shorter of the two pieces. So I'll show you that here in just a second. So we're going to work on the inner gatefold first. Let me just grab what I am going to be using so I can show you. I am going to be using Call of the Wild by Echo Park. So I'm using this paper collection in the 12 by 12. I'm also going to be using some of the 6 by 6 sheets, and then a few pieces of the ephemera that also comes with this collection. So what I have done so far is cut down a lot of the scrapbook paper to fit all of these pieces so that I have that done ahead of time. Otherwise, this video would be forever and ever long. So just to save some time. So let me just get some room here and bring in all of these pieces. Now, don't get overwhelmed because it looks like a lot, but it's okay. So I am just going to take this apart. So these are the tags that go on the outside pockets here. So we can set that aside for a second. So there's 4 tags that come all pre-cut, and I have the paper to do that. So I'm going to set that off. This is the pocket piece that goes like this. There's 2 of these, 2 pocket pieces, okay? So I have those. And then I have, what else? Not this yet. So I'm going to open this back up. We have the corner pocket. We have the accordion pocket, which is this piece right here, with all these little score lines. Can you see the score lines here? And then the fold for the bottom. and then the little top piece that folds down, which is right here. And then we have the large pocket, this large pocket right here, and then the small pocket here with the 2 tags. So these pieces will all go together. And then this is the flap that goes on the top here, right here, this piece. So we're gonna mat this on both sides. So to start with, let's go ahead and do some matting. So again, this is the larger of the 2 bases. So this is the inside gatefold, and the pattern paper measurements I wrote on here. This isn't the entire measurement of this piece of paper, okay? So just the pattern paper measurements so that I can give you those as we go along. So we're gonna start with matting the inside gatefold on the 2 sides. So I have pattern paper for both sides here, like so. So the pattern paper that fits on both sides, the right and the left, measures 4 1/8 by 8 3/8. So this is how we're gonna mat these with these 2 here. So let's start by doing that. Matting these down on both sides. Oh, I should show you the directions. I'm gonna do that. I started gluing. I got ahead of myself here. So let's just get this piece glued down quick, and then I'll grab the instructions and show you. So I'm just going not quite to the edge of this score line here. So this comes all scored so that you just fold it on the score line. So this one fold, and then this is the second fold just for a little spine piece. And then the inside, and this side folds in the same way. So on the instructions, when you get the kit, here are the step-by-step instructions. So what this says is we're gonna make the inner gatefold first, which this is what we are doing. I am going to show you how I did it based on the directions, but I just changed things around just a little bit. So it says pick out the pocket die cut and glue pattern paper and double-sided tape as shown in the figure. So this is the accordion pocket, which is this. This is the little flat piece that goes above the accordion pocket, like so. And then the corner pocket, which is here, okay? What I did is I decided first to, I didn't decorate first because I wanted to put my pattern paper on and then decide how I wanted to decorate the pockets, okay? So I went to step 3, take the longest die cut from the pack and glue pattern paper. So that's what we're doing right now. So this is the inside, okay? And I'll show you as we go along how it looks. So I just want to glue this other side here. And you can cut your pattern paper and glue it, you know, as the instructions say. You can do that first, but again, I wanted to kind of put this together a little, you know, kind of as I went along, and to make sure that I was cutting my pattern paper correctly and making sure everything fit. And I'm just trying to put my glue bottle back together. So that's why. So just lining these up, not going to the score line there, so that when it folds, it doesn't overlap. So now we have our two sides, the inside of the gatefold, like so. Okay, now we have these little strips we can put on, and I think I'll do this side. So the pattern paper that I cut for these two little sections for here in the fold, the pattern paper measures 5/8 by 8 3/8. So we're going to glue these on like that. So I'm following the directions that in the kit. I'm just doing it a little bit out of order. And you can do it however you want, whatever you're comfortable with. I'm just showing you how I did it, so that it made sense to me in my brain, because you know me. Sometimes my brain doesn't want to cooperate either. Careful, I'm just about dropping that. So just gluing. I know this is boring. There, now we have those little strips. Now we're going to add pattern paper in the inside, but before I do that, I want to put this flap on first, so that the fold, the 1/2" fold, doesn't show up on top of my pattern paper. So I'm going to glue that down, and we're going to look and see what that's going to look like. So I have this, here is the piece that goes, it goes like this. And as you can see, it doesn't quite go to the edge, but that's okay. So some of your pattern paper is going to show on the right and the left. So the pattern paper measurements for this piece is 3 5/8 by 5 7/8. So we're just going to fold this on the score line. And glue it down. And you can use score tape. I just prefer to use liquid glue, so that it gives me a little bit of time if I need to adjust things. So I am just going to kind of put this, because see how this is going to go like that. So this is kind of going to go in between. You're going to have a little bit of pattern paper showing. I should have showed you that first, but. So we're just putting this right at the top, and then we're just kind of centering it in between the two score marks in the middle. So when you get it to where, I'm just going to pick this up so I can see, get it to where it needs to go, we'll just glue that down. Okay, now we can glue down our pattern paper for the inside of the gatefold, the inside gatefold. So the pattern paper measures 6 3/8 by 8 3/8. So now you can see we're going to just cover up this little portion of the flap here with the pattern paper so that it's not showing, which is what I prefer. This is a larger piece, so big area for glue. And then we are just, again, lining that up top to bottom and side to side, so you're not on your score marks, but just next to them, and gluing that down. And before you glue down this flap, you could have decorated it first. And either way, it's gonna work, so we can just do it now. So the flap at the top, the pattern paper measures 3 5/8 by 5 7/8. So I'm gonna use this piece for the front, and it's just gonna mat like that. So 2 pieces of pattern paper cut the same size. So I believe I took this piece from the 6 by 6 paper pad. And now we're gonna glue this piece on the side like so. This kit is there's no chipboard. You know, when we make albums, sometimes there's chipboard. There's no chipboard. It's just cardstock, and the cardstock is nice and heavy. It's nice quality cardstock, so this album will hold up pretty well without having it made, or you know, having chipboard. Okay, there's our flap. Before I get to, we can do the middle. Let's keep going with the middle. So we're just basically, so we've covered the inside gatefold with the pattern paper now that shows here like this. This is what we've done, and we've added this top flap, okay? But before, we're gonna finish the middle part here. So that is these 2 pieces right here. And you can see in the directions, this large pocket piece is only covered with pattern paper a little bit of the way down, not fully covering, because this other small pocket piece is gonna go on the top of that larger pocket. So I have that here. Let me just get that. So this is the large pocket piece that's going right here in the middle. I have to fold it. Okay, so let me do that first. So we just fold on the score lines. To make a pocket. Now, there's a couple of ways that you could have done this, the way I'm showing you, or again, if you didn't want to use the tape method like I'm going to do, you could have glued the pocket down before your pattern paper, and then you wouldn't have this little lip on the bottom, you know, that would be covered up, but I'm just going to do it with tape. So I'm just checking my folds here. to see that everything looks okay. Sometimes you have to make adjustments, sometimes they're fine. And this is going to be just fine. So this pocket is going to get glued down just at the bottom of your page, like this. And again, I'm going to put it at the bottom here and then just kind of make sure that I'm not touching this top flap. So just some glue. And then, come on here, cooperate, there we go. Just going to put this at the bottom of my page and make sure, yep, we're good. And just glue that down. So you could have done this step before you put this piece of pattern paper down first, but it'll work out either way. So now that I have my pocket, we'll just take the tape so that things slide in and out of your pocket easy. You know how we do that when we make pockets sometimes. Please don't do that to me. Okay. Sometimes the tape likes to get all crazy. So just gluing that to the bottom. And then we're going to just glue the sides down. I'm just putting glue like so on these two flaps, and then just gluing this up. Then we need a piece of pattern paper to cover the pocket a little bit. So we are going to use a piece that's 2 1/4 by 6 1/8. You can cover the entire pocket if you like, but it's not necessary. So we're just going to cover part of it like that, because, let me show you. Oh, here it is. This little pocket here is going to go on like that. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to make my folds on this top little pocket. See, this is the small pocket with all these little score lines in here. Score lines to fold, but this one doesn't get folded. This is kind of like a glue area so that the pockets will separate. So the reason why I'm going to measure this pocket sort of, or just do a dry fit so that I kind of know where to put my pattern paper, because it's not going all the way to the edge of this larger pocket here. So once this pocket's folded up, we have some room here. See? So I'm going to measure. I'm just going dry. I'm dry fitting, and I have a little bit of an edge here and a little bit here. So when I lay my pattern paper in here, I kind of want to use my pocket as a guide. And this is a little bit longer. I must have cut that down. I might cut that down just a little bit. How much do I have here? Just a smidgen. I'm going to cut this little bit down so that it's the same size as my pocket, which measures, let's measure it. 6 inches. So I'm going to cut this to 6. So if you want to change this pattern paper to 2 1/4 by 6, you can do that. So I'm just going to do that quick off camera. I have my cutter with me. And I'm just going to take a smidge off of that little piece of pattern paper. So that it's going to match up with this little pocket here. And I still didn't get it, did I? Why not? Okay. A little bit more. A little bit more. Well, that isn't right. What's happening? Oh, it's just a hair short of 6. Okay. So you might have to do a little bit of trimming, and that's okay. It happens sometimes. And it all depends on the look you're going for. If that doesn't bother you, then just leave it. You don't have to trim it at all if it doesn't bother you. So we're going to go with that. Okay. So let's glue this down. And before I really stick it, I'm going to bring this back in and just kind of get an idea. That should work because we can just put the pocket where we need to put it. Okay. So now, again, we have this little pocket, the small pocket that we folded, and we're not folding it in the middle. So first, I am just going to show you. That's this pocket, these little pockets right here. Glue down the bottom. And now I'm going to use my pattern paper as a guide just to get it close and all the way to the bottom here, and then just making sure that it's matching up with my pattern paper on the left and the right sides. And that looks good. So gluing that down. And see, that measurement is enough, plenty, just to cover up that little area. So I'm going to put tape in here on here again so that it's easy to slide things in and out of the pocket. And now we're going to glue the sides, and we're going to put a little glue in the middle. So let me make sure you can see. Okay. So in between, here's that score mark, the score marks in the middle. I'm gonna do glue on this flap and on this flap. And then I'm just gonna run a bead of glue down the middle to separate those pockets. Okay, there we go. And now you can see you have a little pocket here that the tags will fit in. And I'll get to that in a second. So let's put some pattern paper on these two pockets that we just glued down. You'll need 2 pieces of pattern paper that measures 2 5/8 by 2 3/4. So they're going to go on, which way? That way. This way? Oh, girl. I had all this, you know, put together really nice and all sorts of things. There. Not this way. No, this way. Okay, so now we have these 2 little tags that go in the small pocket here, and I will show you those here just a second. This one doesn't want to go in. There we go. So again, this part of the kit are these 2 little tags, right like this, and the pattern paper that I cut is 2 1/2 by 3 1/4. So it's going to look like this when we mat them. And if you wanted to make a full mat for this tag, you can do that. But this is what I did, the 2 1/2 by 3 1/4. So we're just going to mat those. Can't see. There, I'm just matting the tags. And I only did one side. You can do both sides. I'm just going to do one side for now. I can always go back and put paper or just solid color on the other side. You can add little ribbons to the top if you want, and all those things. So those tuck right in. So that is that part. Now, when I did this the first time and I made this album, I made the whole inside first, but I'm going to show you maybe an easier way to do it, because we have to glue these pockets on the other side of this flap, and then because this gets kind of bulky. So I'm going to do that this way this time. So we're going to wait for this step here. We have this middle all completed, but we're going to wait to do the sides. So what I'm looking at in the instructions is the 2 bigger size pockets, which are, let me just grab that, these. These are the bigger pockets, okay? And they are going to get glued on the inner gatefold on this side. One's going to go like this, and one's going to go like this. Okay? So I'm going to put those on first and then come back to the inside to finish this accordion pocket and the corner pocket so that I don't have so much bulk when I'm trying to work on, you know, these pockets. It'll just be easier. And if you want to do it the other way, you can. I just discovered that it's probably going to be easier doing it this way. So all I'm doing is folding on the score lines, and again, this has the score line in the middle where you're just going to add the glue and not fold that. So on one side of your gatefold, we're going to add this pocket. Okay, see, it's going to turn, like it's going to go like this with your opening right here, like so. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this so that I can glue it down and see. Again, just checking to make sure that everything is going to fold up nice, and it will. Getting a little crazy with my glue bottle. So this just goes right to the edge. Oh, see? Glue. Let me get that off. So line it up with the edge of your page, like so. And once it's where it needs to be, we're going to glue that down. Okay, and then just opening that up. As you can see, there's no need to decorate this part of the gatefold because this entire pocket is going to cover it. So now we need tape. So that the items will slide in and out nicely. And now again, just like with that little middle pocket, because this has your little score line here, we are going to add glue to the flap on the left, the flap on the right, and some glue in the middle. And just close that up. And glue it down. So I think that by doing this step this way, it makes it easier for the gluing and, you know, attaching your pockets to the page and without all that extra bulk from the pockets that we are going to put in the inside yet. Okay, so there's one of those. There's our pocket. And then we're going to do the same on this side. So let me just set that over here. So here's the other large pocket, scored the same. Just going to fold. I will have a link to Craftreat in this video description if you want to purchase this kit in either the black or the craft, either one. Okay, now we're going to bring this back. So this is our gatefold. This pocket is going this way. So just turning it so that we can glue it down straight. And then just lining this up. At the bottom of your page. And on each side. Then glue that down. And then again, just glue on the left flap, the right flap, and one down the middle. Again, you can use double-sided tape to do this if you'd like. I'm just going to open that up and give it a good burnish on the inside here. There. Now we have our pockets on. So now that your pockets are on, this is going to fold like so. So this is folded wrong. It's like this. Okay? That's it. So now back to the inside of the gatefold. We're still working on the large piece that goes in the inside of the album. Let's do this corner pocket. So this is the corner pocket piece that comes in the kit. And then you need a piece of pattern paper that measures 4 by 4 3/4. And all I did was grabbed a piece of pattern paper, lined it up how I wanted this to fit, flipped it over and just traced it, and then I lined it up how I needed it to fit and turned it over, turned the pattern paper over, traced it, and then cut it out on my cutter. And you might have to trim here and maybe a little bit on the ends just to make it fit good. But that's how I made it fit. I'm going to put this on. I'm going to put the pocket on first. So all we're doing is gluing this pocket to this right flap. And I'm just lining this up with my pattern paper. Can you see? Right to the bottom and to the edge of the pattern paper. So there's that part. And I didn't put tape on this one. You can if you want to. And then we're just going to glue up that side. And then here is our pattern paper that's going to go on just like that. So now we have our corner pocket. Now let's move to the left side of the gatefold on the inside and do this accordion pocket here. So that piece like I said, it comes scored. So we're going to fold back and forth. So start with the inside like this, and get a nice fold on here. And then the next one, fold the opposite way. And then the last one folds in. So you're just going back and forth with your folds. And I'm trying, oop, this one isn't going to go, there we go. It was kind of binding up on me. And just make sure that they're nice and crisp. Okay, and then the same with this one, folding it in. And then back. Just getting it going here. My score marks. I can't see. There we go. I just need to see a little bit better there. And in. And then we have this bottom that's going to attach, so we need to fold that, because this is how our pocket's going to go. So we're going to, I could have did that first, I suppose. Either way. Now what's going to happen is you have all of this like this on the bottom. So I am going to take just a smidge at an angle and get rid of some of this bulk, just like that, on either side. That's not in the directions, but I'm showing you that. Because then it just helps. Okay. So now, as you can see on this album, the pocket gets glued down sort of like this. So you have enough room in between things, or in between the top and the bottom of this inside flap to be even. So before we glue this down, let's get our piece that goes on top, and that's this little flap like this, so I can use it as a guide when I'm gluing down the pocket. Because, let's see, on this one, how much room does we have here? There's like that much of space. So I'm just gonna eyeball it and dry fit quick to see where I want to put this pocket down. Probably right about there, because we want the flap to cover. Probably right it like that. So let's glue down. This part. And if you don't have it exactly even, it's okay. No one's coming for you. What I want to make sure of is that I'm staying more to the left with my pockets so that I stay away from the fold of the gatefold. Okay, and then we're going to glue these two sides down here like this. Here's my piece. So we're just putting glue on the edges, this one and this one. And you might have to just finagle it a little bit to get it straight. And then we're going to glue it down, and this might have to take hold for a little bit here because it's a little thicker. And of course, you can put your pattern paper on first if that's what you want to do. Okay, there's our pocket. Now we're just going to attach this flap right above here. Actually, let's decorate the pocket. The pattern paper for this pocket I cut at 3 7/8 by 5 7/8. So let me just glue that on. And that pocket will take hold, the glue will take hold while we're doing that. Oh, you guys, I did this upside down. Oh no. This is all upside down. So, look at, I didn't even notice. Did you, anybody notice in the video? Oh, let's take this apart. There's always got to be a blooper. I'm going to carefully take this apart, and there is going to be some boo-boos on my, well, since that, maybe I can get this off. Oh, you know, leave it to me. Did anybody catch it? If we only had, yep. Well, we're gonna have some messy pattern paper, but we can always fix it. So here is an example. Don't do what I did. Do it the right way. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. And I always tell you, I don't know how to edit. So, and this is my only kit. Well, now you have seen me at my worst. As long as we can get these pieces off, the pattern paper underneath is okay. We can always fix that. And there is such a thing as like, I made a mistake, glue remover stuff. Anybody know what that is? Boy, did I need that. Okay, so we have some pattern paper on here. This is going to be ugly. But I'm going to fix it to show you what it's supposed to really look like. Ah, I can't believe it. Okay, we saved the pocket. We didn't save the pattern paper. But that's okay. Okay, so for our purposes, oh, I wish I had my craft knife down here with me, but I don't. This was going so well until, okay. We're gonna save this. We saved the pocket. I'm just getting this excess off of here. Thank you guys for, you know, your patience. Please tell me I'm not the only one that does things like this. Good thing I caught it. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, quick, or try to, is cut a couple pieces of pattern paper to cover this so that it doesn't look bad once we finish this project. So I said the pattern paper is what? 4 1/8 by 8 3/8. 4 1/8 by 8 3/8. Now we have this for scraps. I have scraps left. So what should I use? This will work. This will work. Okay, 4 1/8 by 8 3/8. I'm going to cut 2 of those. Sorry. Good thing for fast forward. Okay, we are going to cover up this mistake like that. It's going to be fine. Saved. Now my glue. I think I left my glue bottle open too long. So there's that too. Do I have a pen? No, I can't find my pen. I am a wreck. Well, that just got me flustered. I don't know where the pin is for my glue. Probably fell on the floor when I was messing around. Oh, I found it. Does anybody else lose the pin to their glue? I do it all the time. Can't find it because I set it somewhere different every time, you know. Okay. Wow. It's really hot in my room all of a sudden. I'm like just, oh my goodness. See, when one thing goes wrong, everything goes wrong. Come on. There we go. Okay. So, you know, we could peel off some of this too, but again, it's going to be okay. No one's going to know. Unless you watch this video, then you're going to know everything. So I'm just covering up this pattern paper underneath to cover up my big old boo-boo. If you saw me doing this upside down and you were screaming at me, turn it around. Oh my gosh, I can just about imagine. I would be doing that if I was watching someone else's video. I would be doing it. No, turn it around. Okay, but all we're gonna do is we're gonna laugh. We're gonna laugh about it and move on. There's always a fix. I hope someone leaves me a comment about this little blooper here and just, you know, tell me I'm not the only one. Usually, you know, when I'm making something, I'm like, well, something has to mess up somewhere for me. That's always the case. Okay, it's like it never even happened, you guys. Phew. Okay, now I can stop sweating. Okay, now let's put these pockets on the right way. So I did show you, you know, how to attach the pocket. Even though it was on the wrong way. That took a little extra time, so I might have to do this in 2 parts because we could have been further along by now. And my husband might be coming home soon, so I might have to go. I got other things to do also. Okay, the corner pocket, where it belongs. Now, the accordion pocket, we're just gonna glue this on so that this is up here too. Oh my goodness. It's kind of messy under there. as you can see, but it's not going to, nothing's going to show. I'm going to just put a little bit more here so that that sticks down well. This is why I don't use score tape also. So just getting that on here. How long have we been going? An hour. Yeah, we might have to do in 2 parts. I am so sorry, you guys. I really am sorry. I wasn't even paying attention to my album, which way it was going, what direction I had it, until I bumped this with my hand, and I'm like, why is that in the way? Oh boy. Okay, so we have this little flap for the top. Let's put the pattern paper on. So the pattern paper I cut for this top flap is 2 1/4 by 3 7/8. And I'm going to use the same style pattern paper on the outside. So I would recommend, and this goes for any tutorial that you watch, before you start cutting and gluing, watch the entire tutorial first before you do that, because people make mistakes. Not just me, it happens. Some people edit out the mistakes. I don't, because I just don't. I don't edit my videos. You get what you get with me. So thanks for being here and putting up with that. But it happens. So I'm just flipping this over, and I'm going to use this pattern paper for the other side. Oh, and these are rounded, so you'll want to use your corner punch after you cut your paper down. So yeah, watch an entire video before, especially tutorials, because it happens. Things happen, and changes sometimes have to be made during the process. Okay, this is just getting glued up here. So what I'm doing is just I'm just making, putting this so that the space between here and here looks about the same. And again, the reason for liquid glue, so I have a little time to move things around. And just to get it even too. With this pocket. So once it is where you want it to go, we'll just glue that on there. And it's super cute. Like that. Got a little extra glue there, but I have a towel. Wipe that off because it moved a little bit while I was gluing it down. I'll just wipe that off. Okay, there's that. Saved. So now our inside gatefold is complete. All the pieces are on the inside, except for I don't have the cut aparts that I decorated with the first one. So now we can do these pockets. So we glued those on already. So if you close these, this is what it's going to look like. So your pocket pieces pattern paper for your pocket pieces are 3 7/8 by 4 1/8. So they're gonna go on like this. Right? This paper is getting me here. Yeah, so I am just using this middle line as a guide here. Like that. So we can glue those on quick. So if you haven't gotten your kit, now would be a good time to do that, because I am going to do a part 2 video, because this one's taking really long time, longer than I wanted, maybe longer than you guys wanted too. So after we glue these pieces of pattern paper onto the pockets, I think we'll just end it there, because the next step will be the cover portion of the project. So that'll be a good place to end and start. So isn't that cute? Just bring this one in. See what I mean about putting these pockets on before the accordion pocket got put on there too? It just makes it so much easier. We could have also got the decorating done too if we wanted, but I didn't. I'm just looking for my score lines here. Okay. Now our pockets are decorated, and now all we have to do is decorate the tags, which I can do that off camera and get those done for the next part of the video. So here are the tags. I'll just show them to you. So again, you get 4 tags in the kit. I promise there's 4 here. They just stick together. 4 tags, and I cut the pattern paper at 3 5/8 by 5 3/8. So I'm gonna mat these like so. Like that. So they're gonna look like that, and then they're gonna be the same and in the pockets. So I'm gonna end the video for now at this point, now that we have the inside gatefold portion done. And then we're gonna come back and do the cover. So there's quite a few steps with this waterfall piece that comes next. So that'll be a good part 2. So it'll be this cover piece, which will be here. I have all my pieces cut. So we're gonna do because now this, see, this goes inside like that. That's the reason why we don't have to decorate this. You can decorate these, but I didn't. You can if you want to. So here's where we're at as far as the project goes at this point. So part 2 will be all of this stuff and the outside next. Okay? Whew, you guys, thank you so much for being patient with me. I don't know if I deserve a thumbs up for this video, like I always ask you to do. But if you feel like being kind and want to give it a thumbs up, I would appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed, I love all my subscribers. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I would love it if you haven't subscribed, and click the bell for notifications for when I upload new videos and share new projects. So a part 2 will be coming for this album. Go ahead and grab your kit from Craftreat, the Gatefold Folio kit. I will put a link in the video description. Okay, that's it for now. I'll be back with the part 2 of this tutorial. And as always, thank you for watching.